Hello and welcome, my friends. Apologies in advance for bad lighting, bad set, bad voice. I am in a hotel room right now, San Francisco, California. It is January 22nd, 2025, and I was here for the Samsung Unpacked event. Here's a quick clip of that. It was a pretty standard Samsung Unpacked affair, nothing really to write home about. It was exciting, they showed new stuff, they talked about AI a lot. That's pretty much as expected. And of course they showed some new phones that we all knew were coming and everyone already knew what they look like. So I am making this video because I happen to have one right here. And since I have the Galaxy S25 Ultra and Galaxy S24 Ultra, as you could see from the title of this video, I figured I might as well do a very quick kind of first look for me and comparison. I'm not claiming it to be exclusive or anything like that, but I happen to have two phones here, and I'm just going to talk about them for a couple of minutes. I want to go ahead and say up front that this is not a detailed review or anything. I'm not going to be comparing features or taking pictures, recording videos or anything like that. I'm just going to talk about just in general this new phone and the refresh coming from the previous one and how I feel about it. So if you're looking for that detailed review comparison, I don't want you to feel misled by the title of this video or anything like that. So also don't pay too much attention to this confidential sticker. By the time I'm making this video, these phones were already announced, so there's no secret anymore. There's no reason to keep them secret. It just so happened that this specific device here is a pre-production unit that was landed to me for a couple of days, and so it has a couple of stickers in the back here, but it's really not relevant anymore. Alright, so with that said, here are the last year's top of the line S series device and this year 2025 top of the line S series device, so S25 Ultra. Of course they showed S25 and S25 Plus and even announced S25 Edge, but they didn't have that one there at the Unpacked and no one saw the actual working device. It was more just an announcement of something that is upcoming. With that said, so the new phone came out. Yeah. They talk a whole lot about AI. I mean, it feels like 70% at least of the whole Unpacked was just talking about AI and everything new that AI brings, and then 30% actually talking about the hardware of the phone, maybe even less. They kind of mentioned like the ultra wide camera is got a nice upgrade. Of course you get a new processor in here. Other than that, you have slightly changed design, and of course it comes with One UI 7, but some of those features like One UI 7 and most of the AI, if not all AI features will actually come to at least the previous model here, some fold devices, maybe even 1 year before that, maybe S23 Ultra. Like they'll be getting many of the same features. So as far as like the software features that they get, it's like some of the older phones are gonna get them too, so it's not really a huge selling point if you have one of the previous devices here, S24, S23, or Fold 6, and who knows, maybe even Fold 5 and S22 Ultra. Those might be limited in some of the features they gain, but they still should be getting One UI 7 anyway, so, and many other devices as well. So I use this all day today, and I mean, here's my reaction to it. It feels very similar. I'm just gonna be honest, it feels like you're basically, as far as your user experience, honestly, I'm not feeling any difference at all. So One UI 7 that comes on this, of course, has some new features. Other than that, the phone is nice. The build quality is always pretty much flawless. There's no complaints there. A couple of things that stood out to me. The sides, let's compare them closer, I guess. They feel a little bit wider, but when looking at them like this, they actually appear to be pretty much exactly the same. It's just in my hand, for some reason I felt like this was maybe just a little bit wider, but it doesn't appear to be the case. The buttons are in exactly same position. The cameras are pretty much the same. They just look a little bit larger here, but this is just the ring around it, just like they did on the Fold 6. Very similar design-wise. One thing that definitely kind of jumps out at you, you notice very quickly, is the corner, all four corners in fact. But yes, you can see they are more rounded than they were here. And just even trying to think of anything else, I mean, it's hard to come up with with any like good differentiating features that should be mentioned. The phones are very similar. They both have this kind of anti-glare, anti-reflective coating that I talked about before. Oh, come on, cat. And I really like, so they appear to be exactly the same in that regard. Although this was Gorilla Glass Armor, and this is Gorilla Glass Armor 2. So it's supposed to be, again, a little bit better, improved from the previous one. But so far, like visually, they appear to be exactly the same. I think I like this phone overall. I personally don't necessarily feel that I should be upgrading from the S24. Like I said, using them, so far, my experience been that it's, you can really tell, it's like using the same phone. There are a couple of things that I am a little bit disappointed about, I guess. Your S Pen over here looks exactly the same. They have removed the Bluetooth connectivity. I think it was Bluetooth, whatever. It's wireless connectivity when you used to be able just to use it as a remote, press the button, take a picture. It's gone. So that feature is just not there anymore. There is something to keep in mind. The other thing is really minor too, but like the cameras in the back. So if we look at S24, the cameras just kind of stick out from the back. Cool. Now we look at S25 Ultra, and S25 and S25 Plus are similar. There's like the way they designed it, I think they called like floating ring or whatever. There's a little bit of a gap between the ring and the body of the phone. So it looks alright, it looks kind of cool. But if you think about it, after a short time, I'm sure it'll be just like stuffed with dirt and dust and stuff like that. So it's going to require a little bit more maintenance there. Not a big deal, pretty minor. It looks nice though. Now, probably the biggest thing that I don't like about this phone is the corners that they did here. I feel like instead of celebrating the launch of a new phone here, today is the day that we can finally admit that Samsung just killed Galaxy Note as a line of phones and just pretty much its legacy. Now, some people might disagree with me, I'm sure many will disagree, but that's how I feel about it. To explain, whenever they moved the Note-like device to an S series, it's still, like, we all knew, the fans of the Note, we all knew that it's basically the same phone, they just call it the S something Ultra. But it had the same kind of spirit in it, so, you know, it still had very sharp corners, pretty much the same design, the same feel in your hand, you have your S Pen there, basically still a Note. It was fine. They just renamed it, but the same phone, no big deal. So the whole Samsung getting rid of the Note line wasn't as bad as it could have been otherwise if they just killed it off. They still kept the device, they just renamed it and made it S20 whatever Ultra. We were okay with that. And I believe it was S22 Ultra that was the first one. That's when the Note basically became an S device. It actually is an S25 Ultra now. It actually is an S series phone, just happened to have an S Pen. That's my opinion. That's how I look at it. So there is that. Overall, so far, again, just had this for less than a day, so I can't really talk about all its features, but it feels like the features are the same, so there's not much there. If you already have S24 Ultra or even S23 Ultra or maybe even S22 Ultra and your phone still works okay and does what you need it to do, I mean, you probably don't need the S25 Ultra. If you want it, of course, get it, because there's nothing wrong with this phone. Technically, it is perfectly fine. It works great. It's going to be fast. It's going to take beautiful pictures. It's going to have AI everywhere. Watch the official Unpacked if you want to learn about those AI features. Some of them are really, really nice. Yeah, you're not getting much as far as your user experience. You're not getting anything like game-changing here. It's just an incremental upgrade. They improved some of the things. Most of it is software related that previous models will be getting to. So there is that.